It's another day for creative writing, and I'm so happy to have you in the class again today. Our topic today is first person narrative. First person narrative. At the end of this class, you will be able to explain the meaning of a narrative and first person narrative writing. Okay, then identify at least two features of the first person narrative. We're going to look at the features of first person narrative, things that make up first person narrative. And then you're going to write a first person narrative. We start with definition of terms, the words associated with first person narrative. Now, a narrative text, the first one we're going to look at is to understand what is called a narrative text. A narrative text serves to inform the readers by telling them a story. So, a story that informs the readers, it's called a narrative text. Now, the purpose of narrative text is to tell story and then also to tell a sequence of events or experiences. So this means that a narrative text can be a real story, a real life experience. For an instance, autobiography is a narrative. Okay, then it can also be non-fiction, a make-up story that is not real, but the purpose is to tell a story or to tell a sequence of events and experiences. Another one we're going to look at is first person narrative. Now, the first person narrative is when a story is told by one of the characters and the story. Now, in the story, you have different characters. Now, one character will tell the story. So that is called first person narrative when a story is told by one of the characters in the story. Do not forget the story, the Treasure Island. In the Treasure Island, Jimmy is the narrator. Okay, so the first person point of view, the character is telling the story from his or her own point of view. Very important. The words that signal first person narrative are the first person pronouns. The I, the we, me, us. Okay, so look for the words I or we as signal words for first person narrative. Let's look at the features of first person narrative. I am writing in the first person, so I make use of I, me, we. These are signal words, words that show you that the story is a first person narrative. I, me, we. And these words are first person pronouns. I dropped my ice cream on the floor. I dropped my ice cream on the floor. Now, this is a personal experience. The first feature was said writing in first person means writing from the author's point of view or perspective. This point of view is used for autobiographical writing as well as narrative. So what this means is the 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 narrator speaks or writes from the author's point of view by making use of I, we, or me. Then again, it says it's similar to autobiographical writing because autobiography has the same feature with first person narrative. Autobiography is the story of the writer written by the writer, and it makes use of first person pronoun I, we. Okay, so we've said that it makes use of personal pronoun I or we. And the first person narrative is an alternative to second person. Now, second person makes use of you. For an instance, you are the smartest person in the room. Now, to have it in the first person narrative, it becomes I am the smartest person in the room. Okay, see the difference? First person narrative, I am the smartest person in the room. Second person narrative, you are the smartest person in the room. And then also we say that it's also an alternative to third person narrative. Third person narrative makes use of he, she, or it, the third person pronouns. Again, let's take the first sentence. I am the smartest person in the room. Third person narrative becomes he is the smartest person in the room. Okay, so when you have the first person, it makes use of I, me, we, while the second person makes use of you. It makes use of the second person pronoun. Third person narrative make use of third person pronouns he, she, or it. Research activity read Treasure Island, Nelson English Unit 12. And then when we come for our Zoom discussion class, we're going to discuss the Treasure Island. Till I see you then, bye.